The New York race, the mayoral race here, it certainly, there's a lot of hoopla going around. I mean, you cannot avoid the TV ads, certainly here in New York, but it's also more broadly made national news. We're going to get into that race and the candidates in just a moment. But first, Gary, if you wouldn't mind just kind of telling us some of the other key races to keep an eye on this week and how this could be a preview of the midterms.
Yeah, it's the same deal with ads here in D.C., nonstop on TV because of the Virginia race. That's where Governor Glenn Youngkin is term limited. So there's going to be an entire new slate of statewide elected officials in Virginia. But if history is any indication, it's going to be an uphill road for Republican gubernatorial candidate Winsome Sears. The party in the White House has lost Virginia's governorship 9 out of the last 10 elections, which is a pretty significant stat there. There's also big elections in New Jersey, my home state. That's where Mikey Sherrill is taking on Jack Ciattarelli. We saw big names coming out this weekend in support of the Democratic candidate there. President Obama campaigning in Newark this weekend in hopes of pulling Sherrill over that finish line. And I had the chance to sit down with DNC Chair Ken Martin yesterday. He has high hopes for 2028 and for Tuesday's election. Take a listen.
As we spring into 26, of course, we're not looking past these elections this Tuesday, but as we spring into 26, there's no doubt this could be a wave election. And if we're at +8 on the generic congressional ballot going into 26, and that persists throughout, we will likely win back both chambers of Congress and really then be able to put a real check on this guy's power.
One of the biggest unknowns tomorrow night is the race for Attorney General in Virginia. What do voters do about Jay Jones? He's the Democratic Attorney General candidate who has sent some text messages, pretty disturbing text messages, wishing death upon Republican candidates several years ago. What do voters do? Do they accept his apology or will they go another direction?
Gary, let's come back to New York now. So we've got Democratic socialist Zohran Mamdani. He's quickly become a well-known name nationally here after winning the Democratic primary for mayor again here in New York City. But a new NBC News poll actually found that socialism is still unpopular among voters, even though we've seen Mamdani's political profile really sort of skyrocket. How concerned are the powers that be in the Democratic Party about Mamdani and about being tied to him ahead of Election Day?
Well, this is a constant struggle within the Democratic Party, right? This is what kind of party do voters actually want to see? Do they want it to be the party of Bernie Sanders, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Zohran Mamdani? Or do they want more moderates where somebody like Andrew Cuomo could become mayor of New York City, Spanberger, governor of Virginia, and potentially Sherrill, governor of New Jersey? It's important to note that President Obama has endorsed and supported the two governor candidates in New Jersey and Virginia. He spent 30 minutes on the phone with Zohran Mamdani this weekend, but did not publicly make an announcement of an endorsement.
All right, Gary, also moments ago we heard from Governor Newsom about California's Prop 50 voting in that conversation with our Kristen Welker. If that measure passes, will it do enough to neutralize redistricting efforts by Republicans in Texas? Is this like an eye for an eye? Does it work out that way?
Well, that's what a conversation I had with Ken Martin yesterday, the DNC chair. I said, do two unconstitutional acts make a right here? And he said, actually, in this case, he believes that is the case. He says, this is not your grandfather's Democratic Party anymore, where we're just going to roll over and let this happen to ourselves. He says they're going to fight in every possible state they can. You're seeing this happen in Virginia. You're seeing it happen with the vote in California. He says they're going to fight and try to make things as even as possible, even if it's unconstitutional.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.